Hello! So, I know a couple of people who are going into grade 9 this year who really have no idea what to expect, and since I just finished the 9th grade, I thought I would share some nuggets of wisdom. Nuggets of wisdom? With anyone who may come across this video who is going into the 9th grade who is nervous. And if you're not nervous, you're just fearless. Gold star for you. I'm not saying all of these points are valid at every high school you go to. They're just valid at mine. And they're just kind of stereotypical things. Just watch the video. Let's get started. What am I doing? Number 1, high school is nothing like it is in the movies. There are no tyrannical upperclassmen trying to make all the Niners their slaves. You may come across the occasional 11th grade douchebag who thinks he has about as much superiority over you as your parents do just because he's 2 years older than you. But honestly, just ignore the people like that because they probably failed the first grade or something stupid. Most people don't care what grade you're in as long as you carry yourself with an air of maturity. An air of maturity. Does that make sense? Number 2, don't slack off when it comes to homework. I mean, I know the 9th grade doesn't really count for anything when you're applying for college or university, from what I've heard from other people, but it doesn't hurt to try. As long as you put in a valiant effort and hand in your work on time, you should have no problem. Also, very few teachers will be understanding if you do hand in work late. I know that since I go to an art school, a lot of my teachers were really understanding when I didn't have work done on time, because of the whole art school thing. But you might not be so lucky. Anyway, not the point. Do your work, stay in school. Number 3, cafeteria food isn't that disgusting. A lot of high schools actually have good catering companies who make great food at reasonable prices. And again, like in the movies, not everybody buys their lunch every day and carries it around on those stupid red plastic trays. But I really hope you already do that. Number 4, cafeterias themselves aren't that pleasant, in my opinion. I just don't like it. But I mean, it's totally up to you where you eat lunch. A lot of teachers will open their classrooms at lunch for students. Some schools allow you to eat in the hallway, you can eat outside. If you don't like the cafeteria, there are always other options. And if there's not, you might want to consider transferring schools. However, if you do end up eating in the hallways, if other people are walking by, please, 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 pull your knees in. And don't block the other way for other people, because that's when people will start getting annoyed at you purely for thinking that you're just a 9th grader with no common courtesy. Please have manners. Number 5, homework will come almost every night. If you're taking an arts class like drama or vocals, you probably won't have homework every night in that class. But be prepared to be doing math textbook work every night for a semester. Number 6, along with the homework point, please manage your time wisely. Don't think you can just get home every night and go on Tumblr right away, and then save your homework for last minute before you go to bed. You won't get away with it. Every time. Maybe 2 out of 10 times. I don't know. Set limits for yourself, such as no internet until you finish all of your homework. If you have something after school that you have to do, or want to do all the homework that's due the next day, and the assignments that are due in a couple days' time, do those the next night. But don't keep putting them off until the night before it's due, because you will regret it. And you will regret staying up until 3 a.m. to write an essay on Lord of the Flies that you only got a 75 on. Number 7. Bullying occurs in a lot of high schools. I'm not saying that you're definitely going to come across it, but please be prepared for it. It could happen wherever you are, so just don't be a dick. And if it does end up happening to you, please don't try and be the tough kid who wants to fight everyone when you hear they've been talking about you behind your back. Just ignore it. Because those people aren't going to affect your life in any way if you don't let them. Number 8. I have weird fingers, I'm sorry. I cannot stress this point enough. Just be yourself. If you try and pretend to be someone that you're not just to make friends, you'll probably end up with none. In all honesty, it's so much better to be yourself, because that is who people will love you for being. Don't argue with me. I know things. Number 9. I'm just going to add this point for students who are taking an arts class, or if you're going to an arts school. Don't go into the class acting like you know everything on that subject, because most people will get annoyed with you and ask why you're even in the class if you already know everything. This point really applies for all classes, but I personally think it's mainly for arts classes, because if there's anything that annoys an arts student, it's that kid. Don't be that kid. And number 10. Don't be afraid to join extracurricular activities. If you don't know anyone who wants to audition for the school play or join the soccer team or something, just do it by yourself. I made this mistake quite a few times when I wanted to join something, all throughout school. Don't be afraid, because you can't knock it till you try it. I never really understood that phrase, but I feel like it's relevant here, so I'm gonna say it. Just go into the audition or the tryout or whatever, open-minded and happy. If you do that, you'll probably make friends in no time. Unless you're extremely awkward, in which case, smile and look pretty. However, if you do join a sports team or anything, and you do wind up feeling extremely uncomfortable with it, don't feel like you're stuck in this situation. Tell the teacher in charge that you don't feel comfortable being on the team anymore. If it's early enough in the term, they should understand. Now I'm just going to add this point in case you're switching to a new school or you're going to middle school or anything. All the same points apply. Just be yourself. Don't be scared, because if you make it seem worse than it is, it will be worse than it is. High school is supposed to be the best 4 years of your life. So make it your best 4 years. Don't be afraid to try new things. Be yourself. Eat lots of food. Make friends. Be happy. Study. Pass. Don't fail. I don't know where I'm going with this. Anyway, I hope you have an awesome rest of the summer, and I hope your first day of school is spectacular. Bye. If you have assignments that are due a couple days from the day, how did I think I was going to word that? And you... Guess who's illiterate? And number 10. Don't be afraid. High school is supposed to be the best 4 years of your life. So make it that. I'm so excited. In all honesty, high school is supposed to be